All right, guys, what's up, team? It is Wednesday. We got Nvidia earnings later on this evening. Tomorrow we got GDP data. Thursday we've got PCE inflation data. Oh, I'm awake. Give me a second. Yeah, market's been pretty red, man. S&P's red over the last day. Nvidia up a little bit this morning, down yesterday though, but it is up some this morning, so that's an optimistic thing. Previous closing price was 126. Supermicro semiconductors all the way up to $60 a share from 45. It looks like they finally filed their earnings. All right, so Supermicro finally filed its delayed 10K yesterday. Shares of them are up about 20 to 25% this morning. Accounting firm BDO said in the 10K that it had audited Supermicro Semiconductor's consolidated financial statements for the year ending in June 30th, and they found, quote, present fairly in all material aspects the financial position of the company for that period, end quote. The company is now current with its SEC financial reporting obligations, and they sent a press release late Tuesday. The company has received correspondence from the NASDAQ that the company has regained compliance with filing requirements, and the matter is now closed. And yeah, this is why Supermicro is up to almost $60 a share now. Yeah, I mean, the market's definitely bouncing back a little bit. Again, we're still down significantly, but you know, AI and other stuff like this has a chance to, you know, save the market, to be honest. Like, Nvidia earnings today is a big report, a big catalyst, and if it comes in good, none of these drops are really meaningful. I don't think any of these drops in markets, like if we take a look at the Q or the SPY or the NASDAQ here, I don't think any of these drops are big enough to really like fret over. Not yet, at least. And again, I'm somebody that's been calling like a bearish thesis for, you know, a couple weeks. It's not that I've been calling one, it's that I'm just not interested in buying up anything right now. And so, you know, if we do correct, it would kind of prove me right. And so, but with that said, I don't necessarily think we're there yet. Yeah, I just don't necessarily think we're there. And so we still got time to go. We got Nvidia earnings today. We got GDP tomorrow, PCE data Friday. Those are big reports. We'll see what they do. What's up, Messi? Yeah, I mean, generally, guys, when the market goes like this, one day, the next day it's going to go like that. Like, that's pretty standard market action. We drop big, we rebound back. Sometimes we drop again. It's too early to tell yet. But NASDAQ, zooming into the NASDAQ here over like, dude, I don't know why my toss is doing this. It's weird. But zooming into the NASDAQ here, looking at like a 15-minute chart, these are the drops that we've had since last Thursday. Like, we've dropped big since last Thursday. Yeah, so it's still a little early, guys, basically. It's a little different music, huh? Yeah, I'm going to put the NASDAQ up on a different chart here as well, though. Yeah, so we're gonna put this chart up. We're gonna start drawing some stuff out. Here's the NASDAQ here. Dude, why did it look like, I don't like, look at this. Why is it doing this, dude? I genuinely hate Windows 11. I really do. I genuinely hate Windows 11. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to throw this up for you guys, but like, oh my gosh, dude, my computer is like smoking crack right now. Seriously. Dude, what the heck is going on with my computer, bro? Wow. Here, I gotta exit out of some stuff here, guys. I'm sorry, hold on. Gotta get out of Epic Pin. I'm gonna have to exit and like get out of a lot of these Chrome tabs too. I'm just gonna exit out of all of them. I'm sorry, I gotta exit out of these Chrome tabs. Get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of TOS too. I'm gonna save this. And now the only thing that's left is OBS, which is acting much better now that I exit out of all this stuff. Dude, yeah, but I don't know what's wrong with my computer. Like, ever since I did this stupid new Windows update, it's smoking crack right now. Let's log back in. And let me get Chrome back up. See, why is it on the top screen, bro? I don't want it to be the top screen, dude. All right, bro, hold on. Now let me just check display settings. Bro, it's this has got some weird display. Dude, what the heck is number 2 doing there, bro? Yeah, multiple displays. This is my main display. I don't know what number 2 is doing there. I don't know where it goes. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Here we are. Alright, we're going to put Topstep X back on here. And then we're going to put the monitor back on. Yeah, this is odd. And then we're trying to put on full screen here. There we go. Alright, here's the NASDAQ this morning. We're going to put Nvidia. See, dude, I hate this thing. There we go. Alright. Look at the NASDAQ start to pop back up, though. So we are moving, get some movement on the NASDAQ. Let me get... Let me drag this thing down. I genuinely just hate. There we go. NASDAQ's coming up though. It is slightly green today. Let me know if this music's too loud. Alright, so yeah, here's like the gold chart. I'm gonna put like Nvidia up here, because Nvidia is the one to watch today. Nvidia is sitting at 130s again, so it's still rebounding back up some. Looks like my computer's not acting crazy anymore. What else is moving today? I know we got like Apple at 246. Meta's been one of the ones that have dropped like really big substantially at 663. Microsoft down to under 400s too, which is kind of a big milestone level. Under 400s for Microsoft. All right, let me pull back up my YouTube so I can actually see what you guys are saying. I'm assuming we're gonna have a bunch of people here today just because it's Nvidia earnings day. All right. I needed to stay with Windows 10. Where's the VIX at? Somebody's telling me to check the VIX. Is the VIX high? No, the VIX is it's high-ish. The last couple days it's up some, which means the volatility, like the downward pressure, has increased, is what that means. It's part of it for sure, Arnold. Like, I certainly live off of it. I certainly get paid to do this. But again, I mean, you guys got to put yourself in my shoes. Like, we're mostly economics. We cover economics here. Like, we cover economic reports, Jerome Powell meetings. We cover like earnings, and we cover them live. We break them down. We give people the data quickly and in an understandable way. And so we do provide a service here, and it's free. Like, we don't charge anything. Like, everything's free. But I certainly make money doing this, and anybody spending hours of their time daily doing this is going to want to make money doing it. Like, that's, you know, you got to have reasonable expectations. Some people are just kind of mad at the world. They're mad at life. They're mad because they're not doing much, and those are usually the most critical ones. But, you know, again, if you put yourself in my shoes, most people are going to make money or want to make money doing this. It's a reasonable expectation. Anybody that's telling you they're doing it out the kindness of their heart is probably just lying to you, to be completely real. For everybody else, it's a business. They gonna play in NASDAQ futures after hours depending on Nvidia? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Beach? Super Bowl Nvidia day. Anything else going on other than Nvidia? I don't know any. Again, I don't know of anything else really going on today. Not that I can remember here. I can look it up, but I don't think we have anything else big coming out. Not today, at least. Yesterday we had the Case-Shiller. Today we got the NBA 30-year mortgage rate coming out. It came out at 6.88%, actually lower than expected. So again, and one of the things that we can see to show this is yields, right? If we look at like the 10-year Treasury yields, which are going to follow interest rates, yields have been down significantly over the last like couple weeks. Here's yields just in the last week or so. Look at the yields drop, and so these run parallel with interest rates. And so if yields are down, it's safe to assume interest rates are dropping, like the 30-year, and that's what we see here. Interest rates at 6.88%. Yields are dropping. Here's yields right here. This is the 10-year yield. You can look it up. It's TNX on most platforms, TNX. But these are yields that are dropping. Today we've got wholesale sales for Canada, crude oil inventories at 10, building permits, but that's it. Nothing really major, to be honest. New home sales at 10. It's something, but again, Nvidia earnings are going to be the thing today for sure. Tomorrow we got stuff. Tomorrow we got GDP, PCE prices, jobless claims, Fed members speaking. Friday we got PCE inflation, so that's big too. Nvidia earnings are going to be at 4:20 Eastern Standard Time is when they drop. 4:20 Eastern Standard Time. Celsius? Is Celsius down? Yeah, I mean, Celsius has been dropping for the last few days. I just don't trust like companies like this. They're too simple to make, and the fact that like here's a very common trend. Energy company takes off. It becomes the new energy drink. It's the cool energy drink. Everybody's drinking it for like a year, and then they stop drinking it and they go to something else. We had Bang Energy. We had all these different things that have sprouted up just like this over the past few years. Celsius is one of the latest ones, although I think their hype's kind of going down a little bit. And this is a very common trend. Like energy drinks take off, people drink them for a year, and then they fade into obscurity sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes they stay strong, but because of that, I'm not really interested in buying up Celsius Energy either. And maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe I'm too skeptical of an investor. Like I think sometimes if I don't like a specific stock, people who are really deeply invested into it, or they get upset. And then, you know, if I don't like another stock, other people who are deeply invested in that one get upset. And so I just don't like Celsius. It's just too risky. Yeah, I might be wrong. I don't freaking know, man. Celsius, it seems pretty strong, to be honest, over the past year, but I just don't trust it either. I'm worried because I saw what happened with Bang Energy drinks and others. Yeah, of course we're going to be streaming Nvidia earnings at 4. Yeah, we're going to be streaming much earlier. Yeah, Supermicro finally released their earnings, came out with their numbers. It's good. Yeah, Windows 11 is freaking horrible, Jeremy. It's horrible, dude. Like, I just don't like it at all. I don't know why they force you to update it. It's not like any of them are, like, obsolete OS-wise. Like, I'm not sure why they're forcing me to get it. Like, and then they got rid of WordPad, too. And, like, I might try to revert back if they let me, but I don't think they're going to. They just bought another energy drink for billions. I can't find anything on Windows 11. Yeah, it's just they force you to do things that I don't know. I just don't like it. Krispy Kreme. Yeah, that was a horrible IPO. I don't know what they thought would happen, dude, with Krispy Kreme. Like, I think they probably look at companies like Shake Shack that have some success with their IPOs, and they want to, like, mirror that type of success for, like, companies like Krispy Kreme. But they've got to understand, low margin business, very low margin business. People aren't going to get hyped up about donuts like that. Not, you know, it's been a while since I've been to a Krispy Kreme, and I'm from Louisiana. Like, I love Krispy Kreme donuts, but I can't eat donuts anymore. I get sick. Well, Celsius has got like 200 milligrams of caffeine per bottle in it, or per can. So Celsius is just heavy, heavy caffeine. Nvidia is going to crush earnings and fall 5% or no movement. Maybe. Yeah, I don't drink any of those things. I drink tea now. I'll drink tea. The worst I'll drink is like a stevia cola. Alright guys, so still 97% likelihood that we're going to pause rates. This hasn't really changed at all. We got a 23% chance that we cut rates in May so far. June, we got about a 52% chance of a rate cut. So they think we're going to cut rates by June, actually. Interesting. This may have pivoted a little bit more. So one of the things I saw pivot recently, guys, is they think we're going to cut rates by 25 basis points sometime between now and June is what it looks like. It's still only a 50% likelihood, a little bit over 50%, but it's at least the majority. So rate cuts, very probable that we're going to cut between now and June. Most likely going to be later. It's not going to be next month, I think. Not unless they just freak the market out and you know. Not unless inflation data like Friday's data comes in shockingly worse than expected. If Friday's data comes in way worse or something like that, then maybe, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what PCE inflation data comes in on Friday at. I'm going to do a poll. Are you bullish or bearish on today's Nvidia earnings report? Bull, bear, vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. There's that poll live now. Gold, on the other hand, looking at gold. Hey John, random question, but would you say deflation is considered a bad thing? Well, it's a nuanced question because in theory, right, deflation is considered lack of economic growth. And so if we're getting deflation, it usually means the labor market is weakening. And so it depends on who you are and what you want. Some people specifically associated with the labor market are going to obviously say deflation is bad because they're going to say it's going to be weakening the labor market. It's not always the case, but generally if we're getting deflation, it means at least somewhat of a weakening of labor markets, sometimes the economy. So it depends on the context of deflation, you know. If we're getting deflation, it's usually a hawkish, restrictive, high interest rate Fed, usually pushing down the labor market, pushing down the economy to a certain extent, and, you know, keeping interest rates high. So a lot of people are not going to like that situation. That's kind of the situation we're in right now, is you know, higher interest rates. They're not super high, but high-ish interest rates, restrictive Fed. You know, things are expensive. People are not happy about that to a certain extent. But yeah, it also, if people are complaining about things being expensive, deflation is what you want, of course. So it depends on the context of it. It's a pendulum that swings back and forth, is the way you have to understand it. It's a pendulum, and what's going to make certain groups of people unhappy are going to make other groups of people happy, and vice versa. And so the job is to find out a way to make the most people happy, and that's a hard thing to do sometimes, because sometimes inflation gets the worst whenever things are big and running and markets are booming. And if inflation's getting better, sometimes it can mean weakening in labor markets and stuff like that. Well, yeah, deflation does raise money's value, 100%. I mean, it's making things more affordable and cheap. It means you can buy more for your money, of course. Like, that's what deflation is. It means, you know, it means prices are going down. I mean, meaning you can buy more with your money. And so, yeah, and again, this is what I've been trying to tell people too, is that I'm okay with the Fed being restrictive for as long as they need to be restrictive for. I would much rather the Fed be restrictive, even if we go into like a little mini recession, than them loosening interest rates, doing something like QE or economic stimulus in that way, causing inflation to spike up another 5-10% in a year. I would much rather the first option, where we go into like a mini recession and let inflation get much better, because again, people are unhappy now because of the inflation we've seen over the last 5 years, mostly, right? And so I would much rather us stay restrictive, keep interest rates high, push us into a mini recession, versus desperately trying to lower interest rates like the economy is in some super weak stance. And the only people really pushing for that are like lenders, because lenders want interest rates to be lower because they could sell more stuff. But like I said, it's nuanced. It's kind of like, no matter what you do, somebody's going to be unhappy. Where's Bitcoin at this morning? I see a lot of people talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 88,000. Look at week. Yeah, the rumor I heard about Bag Energy drink is the music too high. My bad, guys. Let me lower it. Let me know if that's better. Yeah, I can lower the music. It's all good. What I was hearing about Bang is that I heard that Bang got sued for like a lot of money, like millions of dollars, and the lawsuit I heard was around them putting on the bottle super creatine. And so people were buying their drinks. And to be honest, my wife and I were buying those drinks when we were at the gym because we thought they had creatine in them. And so we thought we were drinking like creatine when we went, and they didn't have creatine at all in them. And so I think they got sued. This is the story I heard. They got sued for false advertising because they put super creatine on the bottle and it didn't have any creatine in it. And then they got sued. They didn't have enough money to handle the lawsuits, and they just went bankrupt and nobody saw them again, basically, is what I heard about Bang Energy. And honestly, that gave Celsius like a hole in the market for them to attack, and they did, and now Celsius is huge. This was like 3, 4, 5 years ago whenever the bank situation happened. Yeah, that's probably true. Lost. I never used the G Fuel one. The G Fuel was like gamer. Like, I always have to drink whatever I consume with caffeine. I'm not going to take caffeine gummies. I did get some creatine gummies. They taste horrible. They taste like freaking cardboard. But the bond yield inversion crash. I mean, I've never quite heard it phrased that way. Yeah, so I do see the yield inversion, but the yield curve, that's what you're talking about. I don't know why I didn't realize that. Yeah, sorry. The yield curve, so basically, guys, what the yield curve inversion is they say it's a predecessor or a predictor of recessions, right? So you got short-term bonds, which in theory should pay out less, like a lower yield, because they are less risky, because you got to hold them for less amount of time, right? So if you got a 1-year bond, it should in theory pay out less yield, like less interest rate, versus long-term bonds, because long-term bonds you got to sit on them longer, and inflation happens, and a lot of stuff can kind of take away your gains in long-term bonds. And so in theory, short-term bonds should pay out less than long-term bonds, right? This yield curve inversion that people talk about is when that yield curve inverts, meaning shorter-term bonds are paying a higher yield than long-term bonds, which is just nonsensical in markets, right? Like, if you can make more money with short-term bonds, why would you ever buy long-term bonds and lock your money up for longer periods of time? It just is nonsensical. It makes no sense. Everybody's going to flock towards shorter-term bonds because you got to hold them for less. There's less risk. You don't have to hold them for as long. And so that's the yield curve inversion you hear people talking about. And again, historically, it has been at least somewhat of a recession predictor. It's not always the case, though, because just to clarify, the yield curve has inverted and uninverted multiple times over the past 2 years without a recession showing up. And so obviously people who want like bearish market crashes and stuff like that, they're yelling, oh, it's the next big recession predictor. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's the case. Maybe this one has more sway though, because we are getting some big weakness in markets leading into Nvidia earnings. That's certainly possible too. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath for it. I'm gonna wait, because the yield curve over the last few years has inverted and uninverted and inverted again, back and forth a couple different times, and we haven't entered a recession. And so, and it really, I don't think any of the economic data at this point in time shows a recession looming. GDP is still pretty strong. You know, PCE data has been relatively low. Inflation has been relatively low. Unemployment's been relatively low. And so, yeah, I just don't see any of those big recession indicators. Now, tomorrow's GDP data, right? So that might be a good test of whether we're about to enter a recession or not. And maybe we are. I don't freaking know. If the yield curve... yeah. Kramer talked about Robinhood. Are they really bad for you, Jeremy? Like I've been chewing the gummies up the last few days. Is that bad? Should I not take creatine gummies? Yeah, I'm looking for the yield curve. Which yield curves are inverting? Let's see, 10-year Treasury yields is currently at 4.3%. 1-year Treasury yield is currently at 4.13%. So those aren't inverted. Those are correct. The 10 years at 4.3, the 1 year's at 4.1. What about the 2-year Treasury? 2 years at 4.1. Yeah, I don't see a yield curve inversion. Where are you seeing the yield curves inverted? I don't see it. What I'm showing is, you know, they're normal. You know, maybe y'all are talking about longer term. I mean, let me ask AI what yields are inverted right now. I am showing 2 and 10 year are not inverted. Yeah, it says as of today, the Treasury yield curve has returned to normal upward sloping shape, indicating the long-term interest rates are now higher than short-term. Yeah. Spread between 10 and 2 years positive. Yeah. 10 year exceeding the 2 years yield by 0.25%. Yeah, I'm showing like, yeah, something like that. Nvidia earnings are after the closing bell at 4 p.m. Look at this market tumble here, chat. Look at the market tumble. I don't know why the market's dropping right now. Let's see. TJ Maxx reported earnings earlier. I don't see any earnings come out today, though. Yeah, I'm trying to see why. I'm trying to see why the market's selling off quickly. Bitcoin's dipping down too. I don't really see any big like reason for the drop. I see Nvidia turning. Anybody know why the market's falling like this? Apple's dipping down. Look at this sell-off. Strange. I wonder why. I'm looking at most blue chip stocks. Microsoft, none of them are down big. Tesla's down a little bit. Yeah, look at this big drop. That's strange. Fake out before earnings, maybe. I don't see any blue chip stocks dropping. Like, the only one I don't have up on my chart is like maybe Meta. Meta's not really down big either. I don't really see anything down substantially. Let me put like Amazon up. I'm trying to find it. Amazon dipped a little bit, but maybe it's just a accumulation. Yeah, well, I see this. Maybe this is what it is. I see the U.S. abstains from co-sponsoring a joint statement at WTO condemning Russia's aggression in Ukraine, according to Reuters, citing a diplomatic source. Let's delve a little bit deeper into this. Yeah, I don't know. I think the U.S. abstaining from it signals potentially more peace overseas versus less. So I don't know why this would cause the market to drop necessarily. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it really matters if Nvidia beats or misses. I think like how they're going to react is going to be a different animal to a certain extent. Looking at our poll, 55% are bullish on Nvidia earnings, 45% are bearish. Nvidia always beats. That's what the market expects. Yeah, I think if they miss, that might make the market dump, but who freaking knows? Barnes and Noble. Dude, I'm so confused, bro. Yeah, I don't know why that's running like that. Freaking weird. All right, so look, we're pulling back to this level. For some reason, I have one at 275. Like, look at this right here. And look at the bounce right off of it. So that's a level that works. All right, guys, so we're sitting tight here. We did bounce right off of that 275 level. Look at that. Right around 275, give or take. Maybe a little off here. But honestly, my level is kind of on point there, so I'll keep it. Yeah, the yield curve's not really inverted that I'm seeing right now. Do y'all see the yield curve inverted on your end? Y'all can let me know. Do you think the tax break bill? significant tax cuts, increased spending. 4.5 trillion in tax cuts proposed. Make permanent tax reductions from 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Increase funding for defense and border security. It says offsetting cuts to balance the budget mandates approximately 2 trillion in spending cuts over the next decade. I don't know if that would help the market. Maybe. You see how it's going to reflect. Look at that rebound back up. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm looking this up. Yeah. All right, so look at this big rebound all the way back up to the 200 exponential here. Yeah, I don't know about these tax cuts. I'm looking at them now. Basically, what I'm looking at is, it says standard deduction is likely to stay higher, $14K roughly for single filers, $27,700 for married filers. Pass-through businesses still get the 20% qualified business income deduction, which, if you don't know what that is, that's basically where they let you deduct your taxes, 20% of your income. It expands the CTC child tax credit, allowing more refundable amounts for lower income families. If you have a dependent, you may see higher tax refunds with this. So this isn't bad for lower income houses. You know, dependents, like, it's better if, you know, with dependents, other deductions and credits may continue. So interesting. Again, it's too early to tell whether this is going to impact markets, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a big rebound all the way back up to the 200 exponential right here. We're going to have to draw some levels pretty soon. Nvidia's still pumping up. Still hasn't gotten over 130s, though. So still not quite over 130s. Still got a ways to go here. Yeah, there's so many videos like this, though. Yeah, there's so many different videos like this, though, to be honest. What's the channel that it's on? About the Jeremy, what's the channel it's on? Nvidia earnings of this evening after the closing bell at 4 p.m. Technically, they're scheduled for 4:20 Eastern Standard Time. And again, we're going to stream the whole thing live. If you want to watch everything, as soon the reason we get that, we'll have thousands and thousands of people here for this thing. Apple dipped pretty substantially just now. We'll have thousands and thousands of people here to watch Nvidia earnings. If you want somewhere, the reason we'll get thousands is because we cover the data as soon as it comes out very quickly. We watch the market reaction, we gauge it, we stream the full earnings call as well. All right, so yeah, this is a tweet from the president. He said, quote, Apple should get rid of rules, not just make adjustments to them. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to re-quote what he said, but yeah, Nvidia earnings, the earnings call is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern time today. 5 p.m. Eastern time. We don't know when the earnings are going to be priced in. We really don't. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, honestly, most of these I don't even buy. I do eat ice cream. I already stopped eating hot dogs. Although I do love French fries. Dude, they literally list freaking everything you can imagine. Like, yogurt, tomato sauce. Like, what's wrong with ketchup, dude? Why are they saying ketchup's bad? Canned vegetables? Bread? Butter? Cheese? Chicken nuggets? Dude, like, they're literally telling everybody not to buy anything, dude. Oh, I thought you said it passed in the house. I don't know when earnings are going to be priced in. We'll see what happens. We got 25 minutes until 8:30. We're already right back here to the 73, 74 level. Look at that. We put right back to it. For whatever reason, this level's relevant. Let's draw some levels, speaking of this level, because look how accurate this has been, this level specifically here. Yeah, but guys, my levels are not good, remember? My levels aren't good, guys. Let's draw some levels here. There's some little spots right here, too. Definitely got one, like, right here. Alright. We'll leave it at this. We'll let it play out now. We got some levels on the charts. I mean, is organic ketchup better? Oh, sorry, Pawn. I had Discord open, dude. I had to exit out of all the stuff this morning because my PC was messing up. I'm pulling it up now. Sorry, dude. All right, so GM raises their dividend and unveils $6 billion buyback program. Supermicro stock big after filing. Lucid CEO Peter exits after a $400 million Q4 net loss. Yeah, so Pawn said the semiconductor sector is down. It's the one that's down big. It's not AMD, MU. What semiconductor stocks, though? Nvidia's not really down much. Maybe I'm just zoomed in too much. Oh, auto manufacturing maybe causing some of this dips. We got a poll. Poll's already out. Are you bullish or bearish on Nvidia earnings? 57% are bullish right now. 43% are bearish. Yeah, join our Discord. It's right there. Check it out. Bank of America CEO predicts no further rate cuts are expected this year or next. Yeah, I do pretty good with sugar, right? Like, I've been checking my blood sugar every day when I wake up, and like, usually one thing that helps that is fasting. Like, I fast most days up until like noon. I don't eat until like noon sometimes. Depends on what I'm doing. But at least once a week I do a 24-hour fast, and then because fasting's super healthy, and yeah, and then I don't drink sodas. I rarely drink sodas. I'm not gonna say I never do, but I try not to. So I try to be healthy. I really do. But Palantir, yeah, Palantir's down. They're still green this morning though. So like they're down in pre, but they're still green this morning. Here's Palantir. So again, they were down the last like week straight. Like here's Palantir's kind of downfall on the right side. Like this chart right here, you can see their big drop. Yeah, but you got to tell me the channel, Jeremy, because there's so many different channels that do this. Like I type that in, I get like an array of different ones. It's going to depend on the algorithm too. So it really depends on like what your channel is. Like the point is you got to tell me the channel that actually does it, like who actually made the video, if you really want me to look at that specific video. All right, guys, we got over 700 people here. The Nasdaq's still kind of falling down some. Look at this. I don't know what it's gonna do. Still dipping. Again, Nvidia earnings today, massive report. Yeah, I gotta get that done too. So let me get my news handle out here. And again, if you guys want to give me a follow, let me get that done. All right, guys, so let's talk about the big news today. As of today, S&P trading 594, down 0.5% from previous close. Dow Jones, slight increase of 0.4%. Q is at 513s, roughly down 1.26%. Let's see how accurate this is. Yeah. Prelim U.S. imports for consumption of steel products scheduled for 10 a.m. Insight into import activity, demand for steel. We got advanced report on durable goods tomorrow, 8:30. Yeah, so again, Treasury yields have rebounded. Benchmark 10-year yield rising to 4.3%. Has it really? I don't see it rebounding at all. I don't know why they're saying it's rebounded to 4.3%. Seems where? Let me see. 10-year yield. Yeah, I'm still showing 4.29%. Whatever. It's close enough. Got to kind of yell at AI when it starts to get it wrong. So look at this bounce here. We're still bouncing. That 275 level seems to be like a big supported resistance level. That thing bounces every time there. You got to kind of yell at AI sometimes. Are we lagging on the stream? Every time I hit process? PC's Friday. So it's Friday. I don't know. It's telling me the yield increased. I don't really see it. I don't know how accurate this is. But whatever. Most of this stuff's close enough. Alright, yeah. So guys, if you want a breakdown of the news, give me a follow on Twitter. What the heck is this? Bureau of... Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm checking a couple things on this news report. GDP. All right, that's good. Why does it say experiencing stock gains and then Reuters? Oh, okay, it's the source. I see. Get that out of here. Yeah, Nvidia earnings massive. Yeah, so again, here's the post. If you want to, we just posted our news release. If you want to check it out and give me a follow on X, here's the link. Every day we post one of these live, updating markets. So if you want to give me a follow on X, a great way to help support the channel. Look at the market, NASDAQ rebound back up here. There's the post right there if you want to check it out and give me a follow. Doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. Yeah, it's not going to let you send a link. If I let you guys post links, I'd get so many people trying to spam their own content. I just can't do it. Sorry. Yeah, I'll get. I'm not a big Taco Bell fan, dude. Like, I'm not one to like look down on fast food because I love a good burger. Like, give me some Five Guys, In and Out, you know, like give me some of that. I'll eat burgers and fries all day. I really will too. Carol had to get mad at me because I bought when I'd order from Shake Shack, and I would literally order like meal prep burgers. I would get like 4 orders of burgers, 4 orders of fries, and then I would save them in the fridge, and then just like eat them throughout the day, over and over and over again. I don't think my logic was bad. My logic at the time was like, hey, I'm going to jujitsu every day. So, like, I'm healthy enough in exercise to compensate for eating burgers and fries. But, yeah, then I got my cholesterol reading. My cholesterol was, like, my non-HCl cholesterol was, like, 160 or 170. It was high. My cholesterol overall was, like, 205, so it was slightly above that, like, where it should be. So, no more burgers for me. Now I basically can't eat burgers. Yeah, anything that tastes good is bad for you. Why is it like this? Like, why can't we have like stuff that tastes great? The problem is our taste buds is really what it is. Like, our taste buds are skewed so much now. Where like if we didn't even have access to any of these terrible things for us, our taste buds would think that fruit tastes good. Like, that was so great. Fruit would taste like burgers, you know, but instead, to most people, fruit's like and burgers are what they want. So it's really our taste buds are just skewed at this point. Anyways, market started to rebound back up here. We're testing that 200 exponential on a 1-minute chart right here. We do have some support at 295 that we're watching. Yeah, but do you know how many people have posted that type of video too? Salmon. I'm looking for creatine gummies though, bro. Burgers, ice cream, waffles. Are they gonna have crack rocks on here too? I mean, most of those Airheads, yeah, of course, these are all terrible for you. Gummies, maybe that's the one you're talking about. I don't eat gummy bears. I don't let my kids eat them either. All right, guys. All right, so look, we did bounce right off of 295 here. We're going to start to trade, I think, some. All right, I'm going to mute the music so I can listen to this. They say basically gelatin, sugar, and artificial additives. Yeah. All right, maybe I shouldn't eat gummies anymore. I don't freaking know, dude. It feels like everything's bad for you now. All right, guys, we're at 300s here. See, we're holding at 295. We're still going up some. We'll see if it holds. So let me get this straight, guys. So according to the chat, okay, according to the chat, y'all are saying potatoes, ketchup, gelatin, milk. So basically everything is bad for you according to the, you know. Again, I'm not saying I disagree. I don't freaking know. But yeah, basically everything's bad for you, they're saying. All right, guys, market's moving up. We got a level at 307s here. A level at 307s. Nvidia's popping up too. Here, let me get this ready. We're gonna trade. We got a challenge account that we're gonna trade on. Yeah, we got a challenge account. We took a couple losses on this thing so far, but I'm determined to get there, guys. All we need is about $1,200 on this thing. Look at that run. All right, we got two contracts here. We'll give it a second. Again, don't judge me too much on this account. I'm going to take half off here, to be honest. We ended up losing 30 bucks, so it really isn't that bad. I'm just worried this level's going to hold. Well, maybe we shouldn't have taken it off. Now we'll add back to it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Green on the day. Green trade. I will take it. We got the bounce. I should have stayed in that position, but we added right back as soon as we saw it confirm. So far, so good. We're green slightly. John, if you wanted to draw swing trading levels, what would you use? A mix of like 4 hour and a daily chart. It depends on the time frame of your swing trades. Like if you're just holding overnight, I would use like 4 hour and daily, and then maybe look at some big ones on like a weekly chart. Like the big, like you got to be much more selective with a weekly chart because it's so long term. But I would look at like a 4 hour, daily, and weekly, like longer term time frames is what I would use. Yeah, Nvidia back up to over 130s here, and it's driving markets up for sure so far. So it's getting up there. Look at Nvidia up here on the top right. It's making some moves. I hope it continues. I still think we're going to kind of chop, but I'm going to buy this little dip and see if we can maybe add to the dip up to 3 contracts max. We'll add to more than that if it goes in my favor here, but we want to just kind of add down to this level, 2 contracts, and then we're going to get into 3. Okay. I wanted 3, we didn't quite get it. And we took half off. Nice. I took another half off. Somehow it gave me like a bad fill here, but that's alright. I still think it looks kind of strong, but I don't really like where it filled me. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that right there. So we just made about $100 or so. Dude, this thing keeps sticking to like the back of my hoodie. Alright, so far so good. What do you think of the new bill passed today? Which new bill? Yeah, it depends on the bill. Which one? The video will beat expectations. Cautious outlook, maybe. Let me start to buy. Nvidia still looks strong, to be honest. I want to add down to this 307 level. All right, so we're adding down. We took a little piece off. Somehow we got out red on there. I guess the bad fill and the rest. We'll add to this now, but I gotta keep it pretty slim. Cut it. And then somehow, I don't know what's up with this. Again, we got out green, but it was very slight. Okay, I think we could have held it. This thing tricked me. It said I was up $50 on the last piece, so I was like, okay, and I took profit, and then I ended up losing 15 on it. So just kind of spread differences. With the NASDAQ, it moves so quickly, the spread changes. Yeah, and again, I don't know why it said yields are up. Yields are down again today. Look at yields drop. They're down to 4.28% for 10-year yields. Look, we should have held it here. Our support level worked right there at 307 too. It's all good. We got a little cushion on the day anyway, no matter what, so we're okay. All right, we're heading up. Oh man, I should have held my long position. I'm a little more cautious today just because it's Nvidia earnings, and you know we got a bunch of big catalysts and stuff. All right, so yeah, so we got some news from stuff overseas. Hey. All right, guys, hold on one second. All right, guys. Are you prepared if the market tanks in 2 years? Hey, buddy. Love you. Have a good day, dude. Have a good day, buddy. Here, close the door if you can, dude. Thank you, buddy. Love you, man. All right. Are you prepared if the market tanks in the next 2 years? Yeah, I'm pretty flat on stuff. I've been worried about a correction in the market for a few months now, so I'm not really super sized in market-wise. I'm kind of focusing on some other stuff, but I'll enter the market sometime this year, I'm sure, and I'll probably use a DCA strategy when I do. Market's still tumbling higher here. You look tired? I'm not really tired. I got good sleep. I get 8 hours every day, so I'm not really tired. No, Nvidia earnings come out late today. Look at that resistance level too, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, people say they don't like my levels. You know, no offense to Yair, but Yair said that I draw so many levels that, like, oh, you know, there's so many levels, it just has to bounce off of them. That's not true at all. Like, the likelihood that we confirm a level like this, super low, super low. I should have shorted it, honestly. Look at that, right off of that level. And so this is what I'm saying. It's very easy to figure out what the big levels on charts are that traders are watching. It's very easy. Like, look at that. Like, we called that level down to a freaking T. Like, that thing bounced directly off of it. It is very simple. The way I document these levels, number one, I have a video detailing how I do this. Go watch the last video we published. Breaks all of this down. Very simple. You look at longer term charts. I look at short term charts and put a lot of weight on short term levels as well, to be honest, because I think short term levels, especially with like shorter term reactions in trading, are going to have more weight. But we also look at long-term levels. My rule of thumb is if it can confirm at least 4 times. If I can get at least 4 confirmations in a level, I'll document on the chart. And if a level works, like if we get confirmation that the level works into the future, I'll leave it on the chart. You know, and until we move past it, I'll keep it on the chart on that spot. And so, yeah. There's not really any news now. The only news that came out was like building permits, and that's not really moving anything. Yeah, so we did. I mean, building permits came out. They came in at minus 0.6% for January. A little negative. It's not really influencing markets, though, I think. Yeah, like even if we pop up this level, the fact that we went straight to it and then rejected literally directly off of it here confirms the level. Even if we break over it, everything else it does now doesn't matter. Honestly, looks like we're going to break over this level now. This is a big resistance level. Look at all this stuff on the chart right here. Yeah, so here's the 4 confirmations. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we break over it, if we like pull back to it or something like that, if we get a clean break over it. This is like a quadruple top right here, though. So like we have tested the same level 4 or 5 times recently. And so we, eventually we are going to break over it, which looks like to be now. And then we'll see if we hold support underneath it. And again, guys, if you want to day trade with me, I'm on Topstep X right now. Topstep X, genuinely useful. No PDT in futures. If you want to day trade, do not deposit thousands of dollars trying to look cool. You're probably going to lose it. Most day traders lose. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if you take the best day trading course in the world and you got the best mentor in the world. You're still probably going to lose day trading, at least in the beginning, because most day traders lose. And even if you got the best mentor ever, it takes time. It's a conditioning. You got to do it over and over and over again until you kind of reinforce the right things. That's one of the reasons Topstep is a beautiful thing for traders, because again, they give you a demo, they test your skill with the demo account. That reinforces following rules, and Topstep gives you some rules you have to follow with a demo account. If you can pass their test, you got to make 3K in profit to pass it without losing 2K first on the base one, which is only $49. If you could do that, they fund you 50K with a 90% split, and they've paid out hundreds of millions of dollars to traders. They fund thousands of traders every year. It's just a great way to learn, because again, it reinforces day trading rules. And if you lose, it's $50 basically. It's not the end of the world if you fail. And then if you fail, you can use a practice account, which comes with real-time data as well. And if you were going to pay for all that, a practice account with real-time data outside of Topstep, it's going to cost about the same. And so the value with Topstep is there. You get a demo account and all that stuff, but you also get the funded account aspect, where if you pass it, you get 50K in funding, 90% split, which is, again, the split alone is very similar to funding your own account, but the risk noticeably less. It teaches you how to trade. It's a great way to learn how to day trade. And if you're good enough, you can pass the test, get funded, and then build up profit, withdraw, and fund your own account if you're good enough. And if you're not, generally at least, and again, I can't guarantee anything. You want to confirm it all with them. They're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but generally, you're going to lose less if you lose than you would depositing thousands into your account and losing that. So it's just a good way to learn. And again, if you want to check it out, I'll put the link up in chat. The futures market, very similar to day trading stocks. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, all that good stuff. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Again, they're an affiliate of mine. I am biased because I get paid by them. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations, guys. Not an investment professional. Understand all this stuff. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Don't copy me. With that said, there's the link in chat. I'm pretty sure it is, Owen. I put a timer for what, V? Yeah, Bitcoin at 88K now. And so the question is, does this confirm the level again? Like, look at the liquidity grab we got over this level. So sometimes when we break big highs, liquidity grab back down. I don't know what to do with this now. I'm just going to wait. Things are at the top of the range, but we could also get rangy action. Ouch, dude. We could also get rangy action leading into this. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, I got some type of weird stomach pain, dude. I don't know what this is. My arm hurts, dude. I tapped late to an arm bar yesterday. That freaking hurts now. All right, so we got to pull back. I'm going to start buying the dip here on this level, and we'll add some size into this. We got a little bit of a cushion already. And again, guys, remember, this is a combine account. So, like, if we lose, not the end of the world. Please don't see me lose like $1,000 on this and think that like I'm somehow losing. There we go. There we go. Please don't see me lose like $1,000 on this and think I'm somehow losing. Actually $1,000. We're gonna trade our actual funded account later on today, but while we're waiting here, sitting around, we're gonna try to get funded in this one. If we can make $1,400 in this one. I thought we had 1,700. We actually only had 1,500. I ended up losing the one that I was trading yesterday after stream being dumb. But if we can make $1,500 in this one today, we get funded. So that's where we're at with this one. Yeah, this way, it wasn't that I had my ego in the way. Maybe I did. I don't know. It was more so like I was rolling with a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. And so, and his arm bars, he's a judo guy, right? So he's a judo guy. And so his arm bars, dude, when they're in, they're freaking tight, dude. Like there's no time. And so, yeah, when his arm bars are in, they're freaking in. And so, yeah. Arm's fine. You know, if you train jiu-jitsu like a lot, your arm's gonna hurt sometimes. That's how it goes. Yeah, I went long right here. Nice little bounce too. We made another $100 or so, maybe a little bit less. Dude, my fills just haven't been as good. So it's a challenge account, meaning like if I'm trying to get funded on this one. I've already got 3 other funded accounts, but yeah, it's a challenge account. We're trying to get funded. I don't really like this, guys. I'm going to cut it. We got out flat. And we dropped as soon as I cut it. I just don't like it. I think there's too big of a chance we come back down here. And I might be wrong. But I just don't like how it looks. So far, it's the right decision. But we'll see what happens. The yield's bouncing up here. So a little bit more hawkish yields. If you look at the 10-year yield on the bottom right. Yeah. Yeah, so to be honest, I got myself in like this weird position with the arm bar where the arm was extended and I had it like this. So I was starting to fight it a little bit. Like I had it and I was starting to fight it, but it was like this. So I was kind of like this where the arm was extended, but I still had the grip. And so I was still able to kind of collapse him a little bit by stacking him. And so it wasn't like full like strength. The only problem with that is that like if the grip breaks, it's going to get tight really, really quick. And that's exactly what happened. Like eventually the grip broke. I tapped almost immediately, but it got tight fast enough to where, yeah, it happens. Anyways, we did break down a little bit. So my thesis on this was right. Glad I got out of it flat versus riding this big breakdown. So, so we're going to buy this, but honestly, there's some pressure showing up in the market right now. I don't know what this is. We hit the 200 exponential, but I'm not really liking this. I'm going to cut this. I don't really like this at all. And it might be like I tried to jump back in, but we're right there at the 200 exponential. Maybe I should just sit around and wait for that level. If you thought enough to get out and you thought I was going to go down, why didn't you just switch to short? Because there's a difference between having the awareness of bearish action to cut a long position versus the confidence of actually jumping in short. It's just a different thing. Like, going in short here would be betting against the trend, and I don't want to bet against the trend. And so I would much rather trade with the trend and just not attack a long or not attack a short versus selling a long position, if that makes sense. It just depends on what a lot of these blue chip stocks are doing. A lot of them are very low liquid this morning for some reason. Yeah, like, I'm trying to trade with the trend, but I'm going to take some size here. All right, we're going to go full size, but we got to be ready to cut this quickly. I just want to see if it retraces back up there fast. We also have a really easy risk level, to be honest. There we go. Nice. Nice. What the heck, dude? Like, Alright, cool. Yeah, we're up about 250 on the day. Let's see, now we're headed back down. Yeah, the reverse, but there's just a difference. Like, I try to trade with the trend. I'd much rather not trade against the trend, if that makes sense, regardless of what kind of account it is. Yeah, so we're basically flat right now, dude. We're not really doing much. Last 4 or 5 minutes, we're just stagnated here. I'm looking at Nvidia on the top right. Looking at bond yields on the left, or on the bottom right, I mean. Meta's flat. When I say flat, I'm not meaning all day. Meta's flat over the last, like, 20 minutes. Recent action. So we'll watch, but we still got some time. Is the first crypto hearing of them today? Yeah, I don't know, Grant. The market's been pretty bloody lately. Yeah, so now we're starting to look like we have almost like a bearish trend. Like, we're under the 200 exponential now. Here's the last little trend that we've gotten. Just to show you, we can put like a parallel thing up. You know, you can kind of see this little mini trend. It's a 1 minute trend. It's not really a big one or anything like that, but it's something like this thing. But it's too early to tell. So now that we're under the 200 exponential, we might pivot to like a downward trend. But I gotta wait for more confirmation first. Super Micro losing some gains. Is it really? It's up so much though. I doubt it's gonna hold all those gains, to be honest, right? This thing's up to $60 a share, dude. That's a crazy gain. It's unlikely it's gonna hold all that stuff today. It might long term, but short term it's probably gonna come back. So maybe not though. The 200 exponential is, you just go to add study, moving averages, moving average exponential, and then change the length to 200. Uh, oh yeah, Topstep came out with some good news, man. So Topstep posted yesterday news about how they're handling payouts. They came out with that restriction a couple weeks ago, and they removed the restriction completely now. They said it was too ambiguous. All right, so market's still flushing down here. We're even breaking past this kind of trend. Like, look how weak this is. That's what I said. I maybe pivot to a downward trend now. I can broaden it, I guess. Look at the flush. Topstep X, you go up to this little FX thing where it says indicators and strategies. You click on that. Yeah, you go to moving average exponential and you add that, and then you go up here and you change the length. Go through settings, go to length, change it to 200 to get the EMA. What new dashboard? New dashboard where? Yeah, they got rid of some of the restrictions by Topstep for payouts, which is cool. Like, look, if you go to their Discord, I'll have to find it. They said, this is something that Topstep said. They said after hearing your feedback, we're removing the changing your trading style to become payout eligible from our prohibited content. No one has ever been denied a payout or removed from the program for this, and after reviewing, we agree it was too ambiguous and didn't align with what we preach about paying yourself along the way. We appreciate everyone's feedback, and so they completely removed that. So that's good for them, man. Shout out to Topstep. You know, just doing a good job of like listening to traders, doing what they want to do. I'm gonna buy this down here. It's kind of against the trend. I know it's kind of like the opposite of what I said earlier, but I think we're down so much short term. Maybe we got some extension bounce, but we'll have to cut it fast if I'm wrong. Well, we're out. We're still green on the day, but yeah. My fault. Don't trade against the trend, guys. Don't trade against the trend. We're still green. You can see the little green box at the top, so. Got a little overzealous there. We right into one of my support levels, but it's alright. Yeah, and I'm going to switch to my actual funded account now. And we'll see if we can make something here. Oh, dude, we did bounce right up too, dude. Just got faked out. I think the plan would have worked. So it's all good. We would have made money. We popped up enough to justify it, I think, but market's kind of stabilizing a little bit there. We got a big pop up here. See if we start to get like a rebound back up now. Kind of stagnating here. Look at the brutal red action showing up. I'm waiting. I'm trying to be patient, but we did bounce off of that level. We should have held our position. Watch Nvidia at 130s. That's kind of a spot that I'm definitely keeping an eye on here. You gotta go look at their Discord. Yeah, I mean, we're still green on the day in the combine that we were trading. This one, I think we're flat on. We haven't really traded this one yet. Market's just looking so weak, it's still dragging down. Gold finally down. Yeah, gold's breaking the range low, down to 29.20s. Yields are popping up a little bit, but nothing. They're still down on the day total. There's too much, like, so it's, you know, Fibonacci, it's one of those things where, like, it's impossible for me to learn all the, like, every indicator out there in the world. And so I try to find levels and indicators that I like and just kind of stick to them. And I try not to get too led into different directions with indicators. So the Fibonacci, to be honest, is just not something that I've really delved into yet. Or, you know. So maybe some traders are going to find value in them. I really don't know. Look at the bearish action here coming through. Wow. Let's see if there's news. Dashboard. When did they send the email? Let me check. Yeah, let me check. Is the new dashboard live? Looks like they updated it. I'm gonna try to buy this dip, although, oh wait. Oh my gosh. See, I got to cut that. So we got out flat here. I think I would have made money. This is just a funded account, and we got to trade micros. So that's all this was. Just a funded account. We got to trade micros here for sure. Man, look at all the brutal red action leading into Nvidia earnings. We lost $10 there on that trade, just to clarify, so could be worse. So just to go back to the actual combine account, we've been kind of slowly trading this a little bit. We ended up making, this is my P&L on the day, if you can kind of see it. So we ended up making like, we're up about 600 on the day here. Like just to kind of show you why I ended up buying just now. I just ended up getting out of it. I saw it on the other end. So we had this big upwick. This big downwick, and then we had this big support and resistance level at 261. And so once we broke down under this level and then retraced so fast of it over it and then pulled back to this support level, I figured we'd probably get a little bounce play to this. Took a little bit of profit early, but that's the play we got, and it worked. So we'll see if we can keep it up. So far so good though. Again, we're up about 600, give or take, approximately. Fibs are cool, and if you look at John's lines, they literally look like a Fibonacci. That's how good his support and resistance is by eyeball. That's from trading for so long. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like looking at recent levels, you know, like I like looking at recent levels that have multiple confirmations, because confirmations show where traders are looking, and that's where my levels come from. And if you look at the market follow these levels, they kind of follow it in the same way. So the U.S. will bring imports of eggs in an effort to bring prices down. All right, so again, Secretary Rowland said, the quote, the U.S. will increase imports of eggs in an effort to bring prices down. Yeah, gold, break it down, it's at 29.17. I'm assuming because the egg news making inflation fears calm a little bit, causing gold's hedging against inflation to decrease. I think that makes sense. I don't know if that's why, but it makes sense. All right, guys. Hey, we got 30 minutes. All right, guys, time to day trade. Let's see if we can get this done. Yeah, so we're gonna day trade at the opening bell live, as we always do. There we go. That's good enough. Bonds are spiking up here too. Maybe this is signaling a more restrictive Fed, but look at bond price there. Bonds spike. Yields, I mean, yields are spiking is what I mean, not bonds. The bond prices and yields inverse each other. So yields are spiking, meaning bond prices are going down. Interest rates are going up. Yeah, the earnings are going to be later this afternoon, guys, in a different stream. I mean, we could put a timer up, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess I can. If you guys really want a timer. All right, it's 9 a.m. We got until 4:20 p.m. So we got 7 hours and 17 minutes. Here you go. Here's a timer until Nvidia earnings, guys. We got 7 hours left here, chat. 7 hours. You're welcome. For everybody that needed this this timer, there you go, guys. You're welcome. I will give you this timer. Let me wake up a little bit. Look at this level. So the 60 level holding really strong. I'm gonna short this. We got a big cushion. I'm gonna add to it, but I gotta be careful. Okay. We took some off. We got a little room here. Oh, don't you do it. We got to be able to cut this if it breaks over and reset. Basically, flat trade now. I'm hoping it breaks down some more, but yeah, we got to cut it. So we lost $20 on that whole trade. I still like the downward side, but this rebound is too much. We'll wait. The freaking mirror song. All right, so yeah, there's the timer on the right side here. All right, market's starting to rise. What do you think Supermicro Semiconductors goes short term? I don't know. Nobody does. I mean, it can go two different ways, though. So Supermicro Semiconductors can go on some crazy parabolic run up, or it could kind of go the opposite way where it has this brutal downfall. We really don't know. It's up a lot short term. And so it's possible like momentum catches it and then it starts to run big at the open or something like that. It's also possible, but considering the extension short term, that it corrects a lot quickly. Again, I really don't know this one. I'm going to short this now. I like it a little bit more. Again, we've got a $500 cushion on this account right now, so we'll be okay. I probably should have waited for my level to break, but that's all good. All right, we took half off. Got a little bit of a breakdown here, and I think I could be a little loose with this now. Oh, I'm going to be loose with this. Cut it in 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're too choppy leading into the opening bell, so I talked myself out of it and cut it. My edge is after the opening bell, though, guys. So it looks like my intuition was right. My edge is after the open, so if I'm less confident in my positions in pre-market, it's because it's pre-market. And look at that. We cut that thing just in time. Well, when you're right, you're right. I'm glad I was right there. John, I feel like you write off Supermicro as a company too much. I'm not writing it off at all. I think it's up a huge percentage. Like, it's up like what? Supermicro. So listen, me saying, hey, it could either run big or fall big, I don't think is a really shocking thesis. I mean, you got to think about it like this, dude. Supermicro Semiconductors, was at $30 a share 3 weeks ago. Supermicro Semiconductors is literally up 100% in 3 weeks. Like almost 100% in 3 weeks, bro. And so I don't think it's a shocking thesis to be like, hey, it's extended on the upside. It might pull back a little bit. You know, as long as momentum doesn't catch it and it starts to get some super big influx of buys, I don't think that necessarily means I'm writing it off. I think it's just up 100% in 3 weeks. And it's just not something that I'm necessarily comfortable with holding. It's too much risk. Big reward, though. Big risk, big reward here. So, again, I'm not knocking anybody that's able to capitalize on it. It's just not for me. It's just too volatile and crazy for me, personally. Yeah, I get that, but I've heard you say it's kind of a joke of a stock. I don't think I've ever said that. I don't know if I've ever said it. I think I've said it's risky, but it's understandably risky. Anything that moves this big of a percentage up or down is a liability in trading. It really is. So anything that moves that crazy, absolutely a liability. And so I just avoid, when I invest in stocks, I avoid stuff like that because it's too big of risk. You know, like I don't want, like the biggest edge in investing is buying indexes and sitting on them long term. Maybe that mixed with like a little bit of diversification in real estate and gold. But you buy indices, gold, maybe a little bit of crypto, real estate investment trusts, but a majority of index, focus. You're going to make boatloads of money over decades, and so anything that might take away that edge, I stray away from, right? And that includes Supermicro Semiconductors, which I think when you look at it over the past 6 months to a year, they're having accounting problems and their auditors are walking away from them as a company, and they're going up huge percentages and down huge percentages, and just overall they're really, really risky in that regard. And so I just avoid them because of that. But it doesn't mean other people with a stronger risk tolerance than me can't jump on them and make a bunch of money and I'm going to hate them. Like make your money. Like really, if you're in Supermicro Semiconductors and you're up big, congrats, that's great. I'm really not like mad about that or anything. It's just not my style of trade. It's just not what I'm interested in sitting on. There's too much risk. I don't want to worry that much about a symbol. I can buy Apple and Amazon and Google and Walmart and Target and dollar cost average into those long term and make ridiculous percentages over a long period of time. Supermicro Semiconductors, you buy that thing, you're going to have to worry every day when you wake up. Is this thing down 20%? Is it down more? Is it up more? It's just too much risk for me. All right, so we're still dipping down here. We're at 261s for this level. We're up about 6 on the day now. We got less than 20 minutes until the open. Yeah, and again, my risk tolerance is different than others. Like, that's okay. Everybody's different. Some people are going to have a stronger risk tolerance than me, and they're going to be more willing to buy up stuff like that and try to make that big money. Other people are going to have less risk tolerance than me, and they're going to want to sit on bonds long term and buy like a couple selected stocks and then buy bonds and sit. Everybody's different. It's subjective. Gold into 290s or 2890s. Yeah, for sure. Nvidia earnings is the elephant in the room today. That's what everybody's kind of nervous about, I'll say. Everybody's kind of panicking about Nvidia earnings because this is big, man. This is a big thing. Like, this is one of our largest streams we do regularly is Nvidia earnings. One of our largest streams ever. One of our largest streams ever was Nvidia earnings about a year ago. We had 14,000 people watching. And so Nvidia earnings are big, man. A lot of people tune into this. We're gonna have, tons of people here earlier. It's kind of, the hype has dwindled a little bit since then, but it's still like the Super Bowl of earnings. So, all right, so we're hitting this low. Again, we've got some pretty good trades in here, but we're still kind of sitting on our hands waiting for the opening bell. As we get closer to the open, volatility, it can go either way. So we're just going to wait, I think, and try to sit tight. All right, so new Topstep dashboard is coming out soon. So important features that they're doing. So every time your trading combine rebills, you automatically bank or reset. You can use it anytime on any active account. Trades and performance stats update instantly. So when you reach your profit target, you can activate your Express account immediately. No more waiting. That's dope, dude. That's exciting. I'm happy for that. Instant payout deductions. So payout amounts are instantly deducted from your balance, allowing you to keep trading without delays. Reset, extend billing, rebuild dates. So each reset adds 30 extra days to your rebuild date, providing more time for you to succeed. You can view real-time updates on trading process and metrics. You can update your details, track payouts, and manage accounts easily, all from the new dashboard. Simplified tools for managing resets, rebuilds, and dates and payouts. So KYC verification, you can now submit and track KYC documents directly. You can also view funded trading certificates and payout progress in one convenient location. Yeah, IBM has expanded the Granite model family with new multi-model as reasoning AI built for enterprise. But no, these are all great, honestly. So the new dashboard is exciting. And again, if you want to check out Topstep, now's the time. Here's the link. Again, they give you a demo. They test your skill with it. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, you only lose what you pay for it. So basically, they give you a 50K demo. Comes with real-time data, teaches you how to trade it to a certain extent, teaches you how to follow rules. With that 50K demo, if you can make 3K without losing 2K on the base when they fund you 50K, 90% split. And they pay out millions. They fund thousands. They've been around for over 12 years. Great way to learn. Most day traders lose. Doesn't matter where you go, who your mentor is. Most day traders are going to lose. And so this teaches you how to trade with less risk. Instead of risking 5, 10, 20, 30 grand, you're risking $49 for the base one. If you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split. So it's similar to funding your own account. So it's the best of both worlds. Limited risk, similar reward to funding your own account. And in the futures market, again, you can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell. It's very similar to day trading stocks. The patterns are very similar. Just a good way to learn. And so again, you can see my levels here too. This is Topstep X. If you use my link and use Topstep X, there's zero commission, only a tiny amount of fees per trade, per contract, and zero commission. So it's just useful. If you want to check it out, they're an affiliate of mine, of course. I'm biased because I get paid by them. I always tell people the same thing. I'm biased. Understand CFTC 4.41. Hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Guys, I'm not an investment professional, not liable. If you lose, check them out here. Link is in the chat right now if you want to check them out. Yeah, we got new home sales at 10. Our Tesla deliveries coming on Friday. The last one was January 29th. So I don't think Tesla deliveries are this Friday. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Tesla deliveries aren't this Friday. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they are. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, though. I don't think they're coming Friday, Matthew. What makes you think they're coming Friday? Look at this breakdown here, still falling. I'm gonna have to draw some new levels on my charts now. And again, if you want to see how I draw these levels, now might be a good time to focus on it. That's definitely one. probably another one. That's probably another one right there. All right, that's good. Yeah, look at this. All right, so we're gonna kind of sway this over. There we go. All right, I like it. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you can ask ChatGPT. Again, though, they drop quarterly, though, Matthew. So, like, if they drop January 29th, this is the last date I'm showing, it's very improbable that they're going to drop Friday. It's just not enough time. You need 3 months in between them. So, 3M CEO says the company will look to divest some businesses over time that have slower growth or lower margins, according to Investor Day. What else we got? So we have this level here. We did show a little bit of confirmation in this, but I'm not going to put too much weight on this one. I turn this one yellow because I'm less confident in this level here. I'll leave the good ones blue, but hey, congrats, Nad. Nice. Where's Bitcoin at? Is Bitcoin still breaking down? 20 minutes, guys. Yeah, look at Bitcoin, guys. Wow. Here's Bitcoin. Check out Bitcoin on the right. Down to 86,000, under 86K a little bit, to be honest. So Bitcoin flushing. It's possible the market's choppy today. We don't know for sure. Nobody knows. It's possible the market's choppy, though. What's all right, so this level confirmed a little bit at 21, 20, 61s. Video coming strong in my honest opinion, but expect volatility today. I don't know, dude. I don't think it's predictable in that way. I think you got a 50-50 shot of being right. Some people are going to say bull, some people are going to say bear, but nobody freaking knows if we're going to go up, down, or sideways from Nvidia earnings, least of all us in retail. So I'm just not going to make any big, bold predictions. I don't freaking know, man. I think the market's already correcting, and so I've seen it before where like big earnings come out and save the market from corrections that we've seen leading up to them, and I've seen it where after the earnings it causes the correction. So I think either one of them could happen. I think right now, considering the volatility of market and finance over the past 2 weeks, if it comes in negative and the market doesn't like it, we can get some big pullbacks and corrections quick. So just be careful. Yeah, definitely top 3-ish. All right, so we're tapping off of this level here. Look at that 261 level hold. So we drew this level in the chart. This will give a chance to see if this yellow level holds right here. If it bounces here, it can confirm it. If it doesn't, we might just remove the level altogether. We could also drive it down a little bit here to like 243s. Yeah. I think if we're going to stick it on the chart, we're going to stick it right there. But we'll leave it on the chart. But look at this red action here, chat. Wow. I'm trying to see what's driving this. Amazon is actually green. So is Broadcom. Meta's down slightly, but not big on the day. Tesla is what's driving this. Tesla is almost under 300. Wow, dude. Look at Tesla, guys. I didn't realize Tesla was this weak the last few days. Tesla is almost under $300 a share. Look at the downfall of Tesla. Tesla was at 420s back at the end of January. Tesla is now at $300. So that's a huge percentage drop. That's like 25% plus. That's a big drop. We're down to 303s right now for Tesla. That's a big fall here. Also Apple. Yeah, well, Tesla's the one that's having the big downfall. Apple is Apple's down a little bit, but look at Tesla. Tesla's got this big, like, Tesla's price action is much more momentum to the downside right now. Apple's red for sure too, but it's not as steep as Tesla. And Apple is actually up over the past 20 days. You know, Tesla is down huge amounts. So yeah, 50% less sales overseas. I did see that report. It was in Europe, right? So Europe had 50% less sales than expected for Tesla. So I've said it once, I said it again. Like, I like Tesla technology. I think Elon is way too outspoken politically for me to be comfortable. I think there's just a lot of risks when you do that. It creates a lot of enemies. You know, I think if you're selling things to consumers, you got to be somewhat neutral. I think most tech stocks and companies kind of pivot to supporting the administration in power because they kind of piggyback from whoever's in power. But I do think you can do it a little bit too much for your own stock's stability. And I don't know. I think if you're selling things to consumers, public's pretty split down the middle politically. And so if you're selling things to consumers, you know, and you get really, really one-sided politically, it's going to ostracize the other side, you know, and so that might cause some of these less sales, especially in Europe. I think that makes sense. They tend to be a little bit more, yeah. So and again, I'm not saying I agree or disagree politically. Every time I say this, people end up like getting mad at me. I'm very neutral politically. I'm not against you. I'm not for supporting either side either. I'm just very neutral. Look at I do see some stocks tank right now. So I do see some red showing up in markets. We got less than 2 minutes, chat. A minute and a half left. It's a big day for tech, man. This is gonna be a crazy day. Y'all just be careful. This week, I'll be on Topstep TV, Nathan, this week. All right, guys, we got 1 minute left. 1 minute. All right, guys, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Yeah, I'm not really a political guy, man. I'm talking about the risks of being one-sided politically when you're selling things to consumers. And I think the risk is that whichever side you're supporting, the other side is going to stop buying your stuff. And I think that's pretty obvious correlation. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't freaking know, man. I could be wrong. Google coming down to 177s. Tesla down to 303s. We got 5 seconds left until the open. I don't know, man. Michael Saylor. It depends on his strategy. Long term, it's not going to matter if Bitcoin keeps going up. So every time Bitcoin drops, there's the opening bell. Every time Bitcoin drops, everybody always screams fire and it's the end of the world. People who have done that have historically been proven very, very, very wrong over the past 10, 15 years since Bitcoin's come out. And so I don't think this latest drop in Bitcoin is I don't freaking know what Bitcoin does, but I don't think we should scream fire because I think they have historically been proven very, very, very wrong. All right, so we did bounce off of 202s right here. Look at this 202 bounce. Definitely some red action, although Nvidia is popping up a little bit. I do see some red action on a lot of tech stocks, though. Microsoft down to 395s. Broadcom down. Meta down. Tesla testing the previous close, almost red on the day. Amazon down. Google down. So I do see some red. Nvidia's up, though, so microchips are strong. Whatever he loses, he will gain on the other side. I don't know if that's necessarily true because you have to think about it in this regard. People on the other side are very big oil pushing, right? So, and again, I'm not picking sides. I'm very neutral. Like, again, I'm not even trying to get political. This is just related to Tesla stock, okay? People on the other side are very oil, like big oil. Like, they wouldn't take an EV if you gave it to them half the time. Half of the people wouldn't take an EV if you gave it to them for free. And so I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Maybe it is, but I think it's also possible that it's not. All right, so a big rebound all the way back up here. I'm going to sit tight and wait at least 3, 4, 5 minutes to let the opening bell pass. Look at this drop now, too. Nvidia pulling back some. I don't know what to do with this. This is weird. The only thing I can think of is maybe we're going to get chop today. Maybe. Yeah, I think some of y'all are missing my point. My point is that the people that support Elon, a lot of them wouldn't take an EV if you gave it to them. They're more big oil. And so, like, I don't know if we're going to get the other side supporting him in buying Teslas like some people think. You know, maybe we do. I really don't know. I'm just speculating. Look at Tesla retrace back up. We're getting some weird action here this morning at the open. Y'all just be careful. Netflix is pushing up. All the other tech stocks are mostly down, including Nvidia now. So this looks bearish to me. But I do think Tesla's influencing this a lot. I'm going to short this, but we're going to play with it short one contract here. I definitely don't like that. We just lost a little bit, but we got some cushion on the day. It depends on what Nvidia does here. I'm going to short back into this, and then we're going to take our risk. We got a large enough cushion to where we can, but it's a little close to the opening bell for my taste here. And then if we start to squeeze up, we'll just cut it. I took some profit, and then as soon as I did, we kind of went the other way. There we go. All right, we took some off there. Locked some profit in. There we go. I'm out. I mean, we made 150 bucks there, so we made back what we lost on that last trade, or some of what we lost. See, Tesla's starting to fight back, though. So is Microsoft. So, I think it's really flat today. Nvidia looks weak, and it looks like it's going to continue down. And that's where my short thesis came from. I should have just stayed in short the whole time, but yeah, there goes Nvidia. But Tesla's bouncing back too, so it's weird. Somebody said Disney did the same thing, but yeah, there's a difference though. So like the way they approached it, both of those companies, is they got ingrained into people's convenience. So like what I mean by that is a fancy way of saying like the convenience of using those is too much to stop using them regardless of political affiliations, right? Like people are going to watch Disney movies regardless. People are going to go to Target regardless because of convenience. The same cannot be said for Tesla, so it's a different thing. It's a different thing, you know. If anything, people are going to find more convenience not buying a Tesla, right? And so it's just a different thing. I don't think that's really comparable when you think about it in that context. But maybe, again, like I said, it's all interesting. It's all interesting conversations. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't freaking know. Look at Tesla rise. Tesla back up to 310s almost. I'm going to buy this. I see a lot of rebounding here, so we're going to try to play this. We're going to add to this now too. Took half off, locked it in. Maybe we're going to add back too. Made a little bit. We got a little bit more out. Just made a few $100 just now, like 2 or 3. Yeah, we need about 900 left. So we started to see a rebound in Nvidia, Tesla, all the other stocks now too. And I think the extension's definitely on the downside now, so we can probably have more edge on the upside, but who knows? Very flat for Amazon. Meta's up. Microsoft's testing levels. Tesla rebounding some too. We get a little dip. We'll buy this now too. Didn't really get it. It's a big green push. Yeah, of course I'm covering Nvidia earnings. Nvidia earnings is one of the biggest streams we do. We're definitely covering it, of course. We got 2 contracts here, but we got a big pullback quickly against me. Question is, do I want to add to this? All right, we took half our size off just real quick because we got a fast retracement back up there. And we got out there for another $100 gain. All right, cool. We need about $700 left, I think. Yeah. I guess it was a good thing I kept that little yellow line on. I don't know if that's what held it, but I'm going to pretend it did. And like, even though my lines are close together here, you can kind of see how I can use them to guide me on entries, exits, resistance, like stuff like that. Outside of these lines, it's all about trend identification. So it's like, okay, which way is the trend going? This is the way the trend's going. Okay, let's use the levels to base off of it. So I hope all that makes sense. I appreciate it, Tony. Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Depends on how much strength we get showing up. I see a lot of green in markets right now, a lot of strength, but it's still early and we're kind of at the top of the range. So we'll try to add some to this. Hey, baby. How you doing? Here, hold on. Right, we took half off there. Hold on. And I'm out of this one, so I just made another 100 or so. Hold on one second, guys. All right, guys. Yeah, so that yellow line kind of did work. Look, I'm glad I left it on my chart. There was a second where I was going to take this yellow line off, but I left it on. Glad I did. That 261 level still confirming here too. Look at that. So like, one thing you can see with these levels that I draw is that they're not going to work every time, right? But they give you nice little guides. Like, it didn't work here, obviously. It ended up pushing up, but it worked here and it worked here back. And so it works on the chart enough. It's not going to be perfect correlations or perfect like holds at the levels. That's not a reasonable thing to expect. Price action's too random for that. But they can be levels people are paying attention to, and so that's why I kind of keep them on the chart. I'm seeing some reversing in a lot of different stuff now too. I see Tesla all the way back down under the 200 exponential, under testing the VWAP now. I see Google breaking down, testing lows. Broadcom's still green, Meta's still green. Microsoft's starting to dip down a little bit. Amazon's starting to dip down some too, and Netflix is pulling back. So I do see some red stuff coming through here. Nvidia still looks kind of choppy though, and look at 225 right here. Man, look at that breakdown. Look at this red showing up here, man. Wow. So look at all this breakdown here too. My phone. My phone vibrated. Let me see. Okay. 11. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, gotcha. All right, so look at that. We're testing the lows down here. What am I green on the day right now? Yeah, we need like $700. See, Nvidia is at a reversal level. I still think this is like a cup and handle like pattern, so I'm gonna short. We're gonna keep one contract and add to it if it goes in my favor. All right, we're just gonna take the quick little $100 profit. I mean, I can't help it. All right, now we need about $600, and it looks like that was the right move. Very choppy day, and I think it's plausible that guys, that we continue to get like choppiness throughout the day because we have Nvidia earnings today. The whole market's waiting for that. So like the whole market is going to be waiting for Nvidia earnings, and so with Nvidia earnings dropping today, we got to be a little apprehensive to take big trends, big like movement, because I mean sometimes we get earnings where we have like big movement leading up in anticipation, like preceding the earnings. We get like all these crazy moves. That happens occasionally. On the really big ones though, the market is fearful, so it might just go up and then come right back down and then go back up and then back down. So traders are more apprehensive leading into those big earnings reports, and that's something that you want to just be cognizant of and aware of. So we got a timer for the earnings over there. And again, we're day trading on Topstep. You can kind of see how similar this is to day trading stocks. I'm going to short a bounce if we get it. All right, we're short. I got to be careful here. Oof. I'm going to cut this. I lost $100. I just don't trust it. Too much variance short term, and it might have worked, but I'm going to take my little $100 loss there and get out. That's too big of a bounce. And again, if you want to check out Topstep, again, very similar to day trading stocks, no PDT in futures. Most pro day traders, like if you want to learn to day trade, you got a couple options. You can either deposit thousands of dollars trying to get around the PDT rule. You need at least $25K to get around the margin account restrictions with the PDT rule. And then you're risking massive sums of money, like life-changing sums of money. It makes absolutely no sense to do that. Or you could try futures. Futures market, no PDT restrictions, very similar to day trading stocks. You can day trade basically indices like the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell. You can in commodities, gold, some currencies, and on Topstep. And there's no PDT rule. It basically gets you around the PDT rule, and it's the closest mirroring thing to day trading stocks. They give you a demo, test your skill with it, so you can get started for very cheap. $50 is what the base one costs, $49. If you pass it, you get a 90% split. You get to keep your first 10K and profit. Very similar to funding your own account. But if you fail, you're out $50. Limited risk, smaller risk. And most people fail. Most day traders lose, regardless of where they go. I'm always honest and transparent about that. Almost all day traders are going to lose. But it's a lot cheaper to lose on Topstep than it is to fund tens of thousands of dollars into your own account and lose that, which is what happens to a lot of traders. I lost thousands in the first 3 weeks trying to day trade. And some day traders if you're good at day trading, it can be a skill you have for the rest of your life. It just takes time to learn, and Topstep, in my opinion, is the best way to learn with the least startup market tuition cost, right? Like they call it market tuition because you usually got to lose before you win. This is the cheapest way to lose in the beginning, and it's also the most legit one in the world. They've paid out millions of dollars, hundreds, almost 200 million since 2020. They fund thousands. They've been around for 12 years. Some of the best rules in the game in funding. If you use Topstep X, which is their native platform here, zero commission, tiny amount of fees per contract. It's just the right way. But again, I'm biased because I get paid by them. And so I'm always transparent about that as well. One of the top 3 most biased people of all time ever in the world. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance, have limitations. Not an investment professional, not liable if you lose, all that good stuff. And understand all this stuff here because, yeah, I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. But the link is in the chat if you want to check it out. It's also in the description. Yeah, everybody wanted a timer. You got 6.5 hours, guys. You're welcome. All right, guys. Meta, 668. We are getting choppiness, to be honest here, man. I'm going to buy this dip. I'm kind of nervous for it, but hey, we're going to try. There we go. $180. Quick. Right there, guys. $180. We need $500 or something like that left. I'm going to stick around. How much time until Nvidia earnings? Okay, you're a troll. 6 hours and 30 minutes. What's going on? I don't know. John's cool, but I'm not hanging out for 6 hours. You don't have to, brother. I'm not going to be here for 6 hours, dude. In about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm going to cut this stream. We're going to come back for Nvidia earnings. We're going to have a dedicated stream for Nvidia earnings, guys. Like, that's what we're going to do, of course. And so far today alone, like, we are, on this account at least, we are up $971. $971. We're hitting that 200 exponential here, though. I'm going to short. I know it's kind of a risky short because if we get momentum showing up, I just get punished for this. I'm going to hope we get a little correction first, though. There we go. Give it to me. This is taking too long. I'm going to get out. All right, guys. We're at the 200 EMA, but we also have highs here. So made about 200 right there. Okay, cool. All right, we made another $10. That's all y'all gave me there, bro. Come on now. We need a 490 left. I don't know what to do here, to be honest. Is the music still playing? The music's not playing? Why did it stop? You know, one of the funniest things I've ever seen the other day? My wife and I went to the store with my family. This was a while back, but my wife and I went to the store with my family. And we saw a man playing, like I don't know what this dude was doing. I don't know if he was homeless or what. He was playing an ocarina. And he was sitting out the store, like, you know, playing the ocarina for everybody coming in the store. I used to love Zelda, too. Should have told him to play some songs. Bring the pony. What's the pony's name? Pawn knows. What's the pony's name? The pony that's like your homie in Zelda. Like you play the song and she runs up. It's like, what is it? Oh, dude, I can't think of the pony's name. Chat knows. Epona. That was it. There you go. There you go. You guys know. Yeah, he's playing an ocarina. All right, so we're up over the 200 exponential. Market's very flat. So I'm short biased just based off of the movement today, but I don't know. I think this level needs to be right here instead. I'm going to short. You might be a little delayed, pawn. Should have shorted. Remember, I was short biased. I should have done it. Oh, man, it's too late now. Now I have to go long. Actually, I don't. If we retrace back up with a big down wick, I'll short it, but... Nah. We didn't really retrace. Nvidia's pushing up. I'm going to wait. Here's the P&L to get funded. We are almost there, guys. Out of 20 trades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, 75%. And again, I'm going to short this, to be honest. I know it's kind of risky. And I'm just going to get punished, I guess, right here. Alright, so we somehow were able to salvage this and lose only $200 or something like that. Yeah, we lost $200. We just went up there too quickly here. Nvidia's starting to rise up. I just think Nvidia might have choppiness. And if Nvidia starts to gather highs, that's okay. But you know what? I might just wait and you know, it's Nvidia earnings day. It's probably the best thing to do. Is just I'm going to switch to my actual funded account here. Look at this movement here. Kind of retracing back up though. Honestly, dude, look at my freaking level. We bounced directly off of a level just now. Wow, look at this drop. Something just happened here, chat. Something just happened. That's a big red candle. All right, so the U.S. Agriculture Secretary says the U.S. will import between 70 to 100 million eggs to address shortages. Oh, wait, what did AMC do for their earnings? I completely forgot about this. See, I gotta switch here, chat. I've gotten to the point in this trading where I am. We got crude oil inventories coming out too, I think, in 3 minutes. Not really a big release. I gotta figure out the levels that I had on the regular NQ chart. We have gotten ourselves. We need $200 on this account, but none of my levels are on the micro. So I got a 307 is where one of them is. We'll leave 309. 295s is the other one. 283s is the other one. What's this one at? 275. Yeah, we can leave that one. 61 is one. 46. Is another. 225. Baton Rouge is another one. All right, so we'll leave these on the chart right here. A lot of stuff's starting to turn though, guys. I don't like this at all. So I'm gonna start shorting, and we're just gonna add to the short over time. There we go. All right, we need about 150 bucks left to get funded here, chat. 150 bucks. We'll short a pop up here too. Made a little bit more. I'm gonna wait. How long should I wait before proposing to my girlfriend? How was it in your case? My wife and I got married at the courthouse, bro. Mine wasn't a conventional proposal at all. We never had an actual wedding. We got married at the courthouse. Been together for 14 years. I think there's honestly a correlation between how big the wedding is and how often the marriage fails as well.
It's generalized though. Like, don't, if you had a big wedding, don't yell at me. You know, I'm just saying. Really, if you're proposing to somebody, I'm going to preface this with, it all depends on like y'all's situation. What I will say is that you want to make sure, I would test the waters and ask and be like, hey, would you ever want to get married one day? If they're like, sure, yeah, you know, yeah, I'd love to marry you, then you got the green light to do it. As long as I don't, and you also want to ask like, hey, how, like, are you one of those people that needs like some super big proposal, or are you actually like chill and you're not, you know, you're not too strict with it, you just want to get married? And again, I would say, if you want to get married, if somebody's really into you, they don't care how big the wedding is. They don't care what kind of proposal you're gonna do. They don't care about any of that stuff if they're genuinely into you, right? If they want these super big, like, marriage and proposals and all that stuff, yeah. All right, guys. So I think we just had crude oil inventories drop. Let me see. New home sales came out at 657 just now, 657K. I don't know if these are tanking the market or what, but we did have a big retracement here. I'll put these numbers up in chat. Here's the numbers right here in chat. New home sales showed up at 657,000 versus 68,000 expected. A little bit lower than expected new home sales. Minus 10.5% for January here too. We're at these highs, though, and honestly, stuff keeps ripping up. I'm going to buy this dip. A little risky, though. 3 contracts. Don't do it to me, man. I'm buying at a volatile time. I shouldn't be here. All right. We lost 50 bucks total. That's just fine. Some big candle wicks here, though, coming through. We broke highs. I'm going to keep adding to this now, I think. All right, we got 9 contracts. We're going to add up to 15 here. There we go. There we go. Out. Whew. A little nerve-wracking, but we did that. We did that. Six contracts. There we go. Hey, we need like $100 right now. Let's see if we can hit it. Nvidia's looking a little sketchy here, though. Google's creeping up almost green on the day, though. Look at Google, green on the day now. Top 3 wedding planner. You made $10. I mean, I'm not sure if you can actually read here, right here. Look at that. We made 60, 750, 33, 24, 30. And this was all the same position. So really, we made 30, 60, 90, 150, 164. Really, we made about $160, I would say, all things considered. So definitely not $10. And I mean, considering we held this, what, like 20 seconds? I mean, we can critique it, and that's fine, but, you know, you're wrong. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me fix this again. There we go. All right, we're good. All right, we're breaking highs. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I need $100. Look at the liquidity grab right here. I could buy this dip. That's a way to get it, but I don't know. We're too sideways, to be honest, right now for my taste here. And I think, like, looking at Nvidia and others, I would short this, but chat keeps yelling at me not to short. I should go long, that the bias is long. Let's see if the chat's right. Well, there's a drop. It depends on what Nvidia is doing. Nvidia is right at this middle ground level here. Look at Nvidia. It's literally right at the middle of the range. I just don't trust it. Like, sure, this pattern looks long. Like, higher lows. You know what I mean? Like, I see that. But extension plays a factor. I should have shorted. I should have listened to my own intuition. No offense, chat, but this is why I don't listen to the chat. We're going to take 3 contracts. There we go. All right. All right, we need less than $100. There's Nvidia dumping down. Looks weak. Like, sometimes the obvious move is wrong, by the way, chat. Like, that's what a lot of people have to understand. Like, people look at, like, you got to look at extension. You got to look at context of the day. Like, today is Nvidia earnings. And so it's probable that we're going to get movement like this today just because it's Nvidia earnings. Where's my pen? There it is. It's probable we're going to get stuff like this today. Because it's Nvidia earnings. People are anticipating that. And so... Depends on what Nvidia does right here, though. Nvidia broke under that 200 exponential. Does it reject there? I'll try it, but small position. Flat. I could add to this too, but I gotta be careful. Add one more to this. Ugh, it hurts, guys. Maybe I should have listened to the chat. Yeah. All right. We lost $300 there. I mean, we're still up 1,100 on the day, just for clarification. But now we got to fight all the way back. I'll do this later. I think I'm done. I'll be back for Nvidia earnings. I'll let you guys know how I did. Y'all be good. I love y'all. You'll have a great day. Again, if you want to check out Topstep, if I can make $400 more roughly, I get funded, right? That's what I'm trying to do, is make $400. That's why I'm trading a little bit different. I tried to use small size. Maybe I should have gone long like the chat said, but to be honest, what we're really seeing right now is this. This is the trend we're seeing right now, which is like we've gone up and now we're basically chopping in a range. See, look, now we're dropping back down here. So like, if I'm not going to play the range, I probably should just wait. So I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Again, if you want to check out Topstep, link is right here. I'll put this link up. We will be back in like 4 or 5 hours. I'll see you guys then. Y'all be safe. Also, if you haven't heard already, I'm not a freaking investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't sue me. Not an investment professional. You'll lose if you try to. Good luck. Love you all.